Thank you very much, Enrique. And may I ask Aurélie on stage with me? Yay.
Hello, how are you? So we're going to wake you up, all of you. Can you all stand up 1 second, just to stretch a little? So let's go on stage. Let's go there. Okay, so good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How are you? Buenos dias. We're really happy to have you all here. We're going to ask all of you to stretch. That's what we said to our next speakers, so that they feel good. You know this Amy Cuddy thing? So we'll ask you all to stretch so that your body language shapes who you are. Come on. Okay, so Daniel and I are really happy to collaborate. I know Daniel for a few years now, and it's funny to be on stage together.
Nice coincidence, yes.
I know, right? So you can sit down, and now you stretched a little. And we're going to ask you to do something very simple, which is, we discovered something yesterday, is that people actually don't really know what their name stands for.
I had no idea before yesterday.
I know. I was like, okay, Daniel, what does your name mean? And you were like, so now what does it mean?
My name has no meaning. That's what I thought.
So hopefully we had Yair, who was there, and who told us. So what does your name mean?
So my name is God Will Be My Judge. And as one of the co-hosts of this session with 8 wonderful speakers, I know that it won't only be Enrique judging today, but please, dear speakers, there is a bigger judge out there, so I hope we'll all do well today.
We'll relax. Mine, yes. Aurélie, it's supposed to be gold.
Aurélie?
But it's also supposed to be, what did you say? Light, exactly.
Gold and light. No better partner to have on stage today.
I know. So I'm going to ask you to turn to your neighbor. If you can actually introduce yourself, if you haven't done so, to your neighbor and exchange what your name means. And if you don't know, that's a moment to go on the Wi-Fi and Wikipedia and find out. We give you a few seconds.
It's called, I think the password is connected.
Talking about the switch. Okay, so did you find out any news? Anything interesting? Okay. I do believe that the name is important, right? It goes with you all life long, so it's important to know who you are. And today we'll have 8 stories with us of people who are actually bringing their name forward to change the world. I'm going to ask a very precise and practical question. Who is on Twitter? Come on. That's all? Okay, do you all have the Wi-Fi? Yes? Okay. So, guys, there is the hashtag SwitchMedConnect. Feel free, take pictures, share what you learn here, because now we're going to have wonderful stories from switchers who are innovators, green innovators from all the Mediterranean, bringing positive stories of change, and we'd like them to be shared all around the world for people who don't have the chance to be here with us today. So we decided to do it in a very dynamic and fast and quick way. So Burcu came to me and was like, okay, let's do a pechacucha. And let's do something fast. You know what pechacucha is? No? Yes? Anybody has been in a pechacucha presentation before? Yeah? A few of you? Okay. So, the idea is, it's a Japanese name, and the idea is to make something very simple. It's 20 per 20. 20 slides per 20 seconds every slide. So that, as we say in Spanish, nadie se puede enrollar, no? We don't have people like talking over and over and over, no. So we had a lot of work with all the switchers that we selected, which are a sample of this amazing community of 100 switchers that you can meet all around today and tomorrow. And the idea is that in 6 minutes, they will tell you all about their calling, their meaning, and why they do what they do. So I'd like to call on stage the first switcher, who is Noor. Noor meaning light, exactly. So Noor is gonna tell us a little about her project. She comes from Beirut, from Lebanon, and she'll tell us how she turns waste into gold. Noor, welcome on stage. Okay. Where is it?
Hello, everyone. So, plastic bags. You might hate them, try not to use them, tell your kids not to use them. But one day, when you're going grocery shopping, you might forget your shopping bag and end up using one of them. So this is where I come in. As a graphic designer, I always believed in taking a problem and turning it into something of value. So in 2012, I moved to London to do my master's in communication design at Kingston University. It was an interdisciplinary course, so we got to interact with students from different design fields, from fashion design, product design, interior design. And while we were there, they encouraged us to experiment, to research, and see where the road might take us. And our course director, he always told us not to ask for permission and to make more mistakes. And when we were there, we were working on our own projects and with other people, and we went on visiting studios, and we went to Vienna, and there it was clear for me that the future was in reusing waste material and transforming it into something else. So I started looking at myself and seeing what I was using and how much plastic I used in my daily life. And this is how much plastic I used in one day. From the plastic bottle, water bottle, from the shampoo bottle, from the toothpaste, toothbrush. And it was making my life easier, simpler. It was so convenient, and it kept my food from getting spoiled. But I wasn't aware of the end of life of those products and what happened to them when they went to landfills, and how they polluted the nature and harmed marine life and birds. And in turn, they harmed us. So we use these products for a short time, but they take millions of ages to decompose. And so I decided when I went back to London that I wanted to do something with the plastic bags that were piling up under my sink. So I started experimenting with that, and these are some of the experiments. I tried to see how many layers of plastic I needed to make a material that wouldn't bend, how the material was translucent, so if you put it over the light, we could see the different layers of plastic, and how we could print on it and do different things. And it ended up in a project. I did 3 different sizes of pouches, and I was only able to do that because of my other friends that were doing the course. I had a fashion designer friend that helped me sew the bags into pouches. So I have 3 different sizes, a larger one that was like an A4 size that could fit papers or a laptop case, and then smaller ones that could be used for pouches as clutches or makeup bags because they're waterproof, so you can just toss them anywhere and they won't get spoiled, or you can wash them. So when I finished my course, I decided that I wanted to develop that. So when I moved back to Beirut, I started looking at places where I could sell my bags, and I currently sell them in 3 different shops in Beirut, and I recently started selling in Dubai. So my family encouraged me to develop that idea and expand it. So I'm going to tell you a little about the process of this product. So I collect bags. I started collecting from family and friends, and then I started placing bins to collect bags from the places where I was selling my products. And then we clean and cut the bags, we assemble them, and we press them. The heat pressing technique, it gives unpredictable color and typography combinations, so not one of our sheets looks the same as the other. And then we cut the sheets and we transform them into different products. And we end up with leftover cuts. But we never throw these away. We try to reintroduce them in the production cycle, making sure not to have any waste from our material. So we've recently started doing these keychains. I'm going to pass them over. And they have a special story. So they take the shape of the marine life that are endangered. So they're like seabirds and fish and sea turtles and seagulls. And then we started doing larger items. Aurélie, can I pass them? And the beach bags, they're adjustable, so we can transform them with just by pushing the sides, they transform and they become tote bags. They're easier to use. So one large beach bag like this one actually diverts 20 plastic bags from oceans, nature, and landfills. A smaller one like this one diverts 5. And then 3 plastic bags and 1. And in the past year, we've diverted 500 plastic bags from ending up in oceans. The material is lovely, it's water resistant, it's light, it's handmade. Actually, we can pass these over too, and you can see how light they are. They're durable, they're locally produced, and Aurélie, can I just keep and they're made of waste, which is the most important part. So I've collaborated last year with Vanina. Vanina is also a switcher. It's a fashion brand in Lebanon. They do jewelry and fashion items. And we did the collection, we called it Plastyle. So we did patterns out of the material. And so the collection is more consistent. So the items look more similar. And this is one of them. I can also pass it now if you want. And I also collaborated with a school, and we took the bags, the sandwiches of the kids came in, and we transformed them into folders to keep their artwork, the students' artwork in, so they wouldn't get spoiled. And now to end it on a good note, I would like to say that if you think you're too small to have an impact, try going to bed with a mosquito in the room. So we can all make a change. Thank you. Thank you so much. You can find me on my social media and follow my journey. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Noor. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Thank you, Noor. And now, from Lebanon, we go along the Mediterranean coast all the way to Egypt, because that is where our next speaker is from. Our next speaker is Metwali, and his name means the one who solves people's issues. Could there be a better name for a switcher? So, Metwali, I would like to invite you on stage and tell the audience what kind of issues you solve with Recyclobikia. Sorry.
Thank you, Daniel. Hello, everyone. Does this look familiar to you? This is your old computer screen, ended up in Ghana, and it is going to ruin this child's life. E-waste is the second most dangerous waste after nuclear waste. Child labor is used to dismantle and illegally recycle electronic waste in order to get the precious materials inside it. Children from Ghana, from China, are suffering because of the first world countries' waste. I think it's not switching. Yeah. Switch. Okay. So, informal traders are burning e-waste in the open air, like you see, in order to extract the precious metals contained within the electronic waste. This is very dangerous to the neighboring environment and to the whole environment. Okay. So after burning the electronic waste in the open air, we have the toxic materials leak into the groundwater, polluting the groundwater. This is really affecting people because, especially in rural areas where they depend on groundwater for drinking and for irrigating crops. To get a glimpse of how e-waste is affecting our health, just picture a 2-year-old boy playing with his ball and accidentally breaking the computer screen in his garage. Once that happens, a poisonous gas called barium is released into the air, causing muscle weakness, damage to heart, liver, and spleen. So what is really e-waste? E-waste is every electronic device that reached its end of life. Examples are like cables, mics, tablets, mobiles, batteries, and so on. So to tackle any waste problem, not just electronic waste, we should adopt the popular e-waste management system, which is called 3 Rs: reduce, reuse, recycle. We first try to reduce the waste we produce, and then reuse them and recycle them. We can reduce our e-waste consumption by regularly maintaining our devices, or also by giving them to our neighbor, friend, or an NGO. The second is we try to reuse them. There are so many ways to reuse your waste, not just electronic waste. As you see, you can use your computer screen and plastic bottles and turn them into flower pots. And also you can make products out of waste. You can make products that you can use at home, or you can even sell. So our last refuge will be recycling. Recycling means that you convert the waste into the raw materials. So in the e-waste case, you convert the e-waste into gold, silver, platinum, and all the precious materials. So our story began in Egypt as students trying to make a difference. We saw a gap in the market. We didn't find any recycling company for electronic waste. We decided to step in and create the difference. Our first milestone was winning the 60,000 pounds in the company competition organized by Injaz Egypt. The second day after the celebration, we shipped our first container to Hong Kong. So, what basically the steps of recycling is: collection, sorting, and refining. We do the first two. We collect the e-waste from its different sources. Like you see, they go into the warehouse, and then we start with the second step, which is sorting. Actually, sorting is very labor-intensive and very important for the recycling, because if it's done wrong, the recycling efficiency declines dramatically. After that, our rule ends. We package the electronic waste and then ship them to 100% recycling factories outside of Egypt, because we don't have one in Egypt. They use a top-notch technology in order to refine the precious materials inside and then get rid of the toxic ones, like lead and barium. So our collection sources are 3 main sources: organizations, whether companies or NGOs, individuals, or most importantly, informal traders who collect the e-waste in huge amounts. We actually partner with them in order for them not to burn the e-waste into open air, as we saw. One of our main goals is to raise awareness about e-waste, its dangers, and its benefits. So we hold a lot of events, like you see in schools, companies, or at trade shows in order for people to know more about e-waste. After struggling for a few years, we managed to make some big achievements, like partnering with almost 100 national and multinational organizations in Egypt, partnership with 4 gigantic e-waste collectors abroad when we do collection missions around the world, and recycling of 1,400 tons of e-waste. So what we do now is we're trying to expand into Middle Eastern and Arab countries, which is our surrounding. We are now negotiating deals in Tunisia, Morocco, Kenya, and other countries. So when we talk to people, we urge them to take care of their e-waste because it affects you, it affects your family, and it affects your environment. So partner with us and let us recycle our electronic waste. Thank you.
Good for you, it was great.
Hello, nice. Okay, thank you very much, Metwali. I'm asking now the guardian angel, Redouane, to come with me on stage. Come and put all your stuff that you need to. Do you have everything here, or do you need more? No, you have everything? Okay, so now, coming from Tunisia, we have Redouane, who is very smart, very chic, as you can... I think we match well, right? Yes. We're nice. We're going to get married. We have to announce it, no? It's the wedding announcement.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
In French, en français?
French,
pour changer, parce que l'anglais, on en a marre, l'espagnol aussi, un petit peu de français, c'est bien. Hein? Tu vas nous raconter l'histoire de ton projet? Ok? Let's go. Get started.
Non, ok. Tout a commencé en Chine, dans un voyage d'affaires à Yiwu en 2010, une ville célèbre par son marché de gros, considéré comme le plus gros marché des petites marchandises au monde. Son slogan est « Un océan de marchandises, un paradis pour les consommateurs ». Donc on a été invité dans un restaurant barbecue. On a été impressionné par le type de charbon utilisé. Il n'est pas comme le charbon de chez nous. On a pris le contact de l'usine et on les a rendus visite pour voir de quoi il s'agit. Après notre retour, on a décidé de se lancer pour ce projet. Donc on a commencé à chercher d'où acheter ces machines. On a trouvé un fournisseur chinois et on les a rendus visite en novembre 2012. Donc notre produit utilise généralement des plaquettes forestières et agricoles. Nous utilisons les pièces de bois, les coupeaux d'arbres, les épis de maïs, les coques de noix. On collecte les déchets à partir... Ça, c'est l'installation des machines dans nos locaux. Ça, c'est le séchoir. L'installation nous a pris à peu près 1 mois et n'était pas facile vu le volume des machines. Donc, les presses ont une capacité de 300 kg par heure de production. Donc, on utilise généralement, comme je vous ai dit, une plaquette forestière et agricole. Tous les déchets sont broyés et compressés sous haute pression. Comme vous voyez, ça, c'est l'espace où on met tous les déchets pour minimiser le taux d'humidité en utilisant le soleil. Et pour avoir une meilleure qualité, nous ciblons la matière première et nous utilisons les déchets de bois de pin. Ça contient généralement dans son composition de la glue, le colle naturel. Donc ça nous aide vraiment à la compression. Comme vous voyez là. Vous pouvez passer ça? Donc ça, c'est les déchets. En octobre 2014, on a commencé les premiers essais. On a eu un problème. Ce ne sont pas les mêmes paramètres des machines, vu la différence du climat et des matières premières de la Chine. Donc après plusieurs essais, on a trouvé une solution et on a réussi à avoir une meilleure qualité. Ça, c'est la première briquette produite. c'est basé du déchet des poiriers. Parce que dans notre ferme, on a beaucoup de poires, donc on a commencé les tests avec les branches des arbres qu'on les a. Donc, notre production moyenne des briquettes est de 80 tonnes par mois. On a aussi eu un autre problème, le problème des conditions de travail. Il y a beaucoup de fumée, beaucoup de poussière. On a dû installer des aspirateurs partout dans l'usine. Comme vous voyez, le fumée aspiré directement, sans nous faire de problèmes dans les yeux. Non. Donc nos productions est de 80 tonnes par mois, utilisées généralement pour les cheminées, les fours à bois, les chaudières à bois, les occasions festives, les barbecues, les fours à pizza ou donnent un bon goût, un bon arrière-goût. Donc emballés dans des cartons de 20 kilos. Le prix du carton est à environ 5 €. Donc c'est moins coûteux et moins cher qu'en Europe. On a aussi... Pourquoi utiliser nos briquettes? Premièrement, il est plus écologique. On préserve la coupe de bois et la déforestation. Il est 100% naturel, 100% recyclé. Deuxièmement, il est plus pratique. Il est facile à transporter et à stocker. Troisièmement, il est plus propre. Environ 1% de cendres, moins de fumée, environ 10% d'humidité contient. Donc, il est plus performant. Quatrièmement, il est plus performant. Il a une combustion plus longue que les bûches traditionnelles. On a aussi les briquettes de charbon qui sont fabriquées à partir des briquettes de bois. On met dans un four spécial pour avoir une meilleure carbonisation dans un délai de 8 heures. Donc, nos charbons de bois sont fabriqués à partir de ces briquettes et on le met dans des cartons de 10 kg et le prix du kilo, le prix des cartons, c'est 9 € à peu près. Notre production moyenne de charbon est de 8 tonnes par mois. Donc, nos charbons sont propres, ne salissent pas les mains, comme vous voyez, vous pouvez passer. Donc, ils ont une combustion plus longue, 3 fois que le charbon traditionnel, aussi sans fumée, sans odeur. C'est 100% écologique et 100% bio. Comme vous voyez là, on met 2 tonnes de briquettes dans un four et on reçoit seulement 400 kg de charbon. Nous projetons dans un futur proche de produire les granulés de bois ou les pellets, utilisés généralement dans le chauffage domestique ou bien des laitières pour les animaux. Ça, c'est tout petit. On a déjà reçu les machines la semaine dernière. On va commencer nos tests. Alors, si vous êtes un particulier, un commerçant, n'importe qui, et veut nos produits, nous sommes là. Je suis là pour vous pendant ces 2 jours. Nous sommes prêts d'exporter nos produits partout dans le monde. Donc, je suis là pour vous. Et let's change the world. Biofire, so it's our trade made. So, vivons bio, vivons chaud. Merci pour votre attention.
Woo! Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the man who knew my name before I knew the meaning of my name myself. Yair, whose name I learned very dearly, means to whom God gives light. So Yair, this is your stage, and please tell us how you are helping as well to shed some light on your project.
Thank you so much. Today I'll take you through the story of my life. 10 years ago, I was traveling in Karnataka, South India. I was climbing this very high mountain, and on the top of the mountain, I met this beautiful family. They invited me into the kitchen to have some tea. And in this kitchen, I saw this beautiful blue flame. I was amazed because until then, when I went into Indian kitchens, it was full of smoke, from an indoor air pollution, from cooking on wood or dried manure. So I asked the family, where did you get this gas? And they told me, come, we'll show you. They took me to the cow shed, and they showed me that they actually throw the manure into this brick and cement construction. And from this manure, they get the gas and liquid fertilizer. The liquid fertilizer they used to produce food and grow flowers that they sold in the market in the weekend. I was amazed because I saw the potential. Millions of tons of waste, of animal manure and food waste were thrown into rivers and into landfills, contaminating your water and our environment every year. The potential of stopping deforestation and indoor air pollution that kills millions. And the most important thing is renewable energy and stopping the dependency on fossil fuels. These were these were people that weren't dependent on fossil fuel anymore. So I went on and decided this is a journey of my life. For the next 5 years, I went around the world building every type of biogas system there is. I learned a lot. And I observed that all the technologies that were out there were very old technologies, not efficient. And if I want to spread the light of biogas, I have to go into new economic and technology models to spread it out. So I went on a mission and opened the Home Biogas Company. Our vision, a sustainable eco-cycle, economic and ecological. Bring back the power for the people, and our mission is providing the best biogas system in the world so our clients can meet the vision. This is home biogas. It takes food waste and animal manure and produces gas and liquid fertilizer. And the best thing, it could be now in my backyard, because now I can cook on biogas. Until now, I didn't have animals and I didn't have the space because I live in the city. This system is patented for the special pressure mechanism with no need of electricity. It can stand everywhere in developing areas or developed areas, in the city or in rural areas. And it's the smallest and most efficient system there is. It all comes as a kit, do-it-yourself kit in a box. It costs only $990, and the best thing about it, that if you use it, you reduce 6 tons of greenhouse gases every year in your house. This is actually equal to the emissions of your car if you drive a lot. Today, we're the leading in the market, and together here with Ban Ki-moon and the President of Israel, we're discussing how biogas systems are actually connected to all the UN 17 developing goals, and how the system can promotes these goals to go ahead to 2030. The system today is installed in very modern areas like Sydney, Miami, Los Angeles, Tel Aviv, and around the world in very modern kitchens and very modern environments. We're also looking and working in developing countries where 540 million families today still cook on wood and charcoal. I just came back from Uganda and Rwanda. In the middle of the city, the capital, they still cook on charcoal, spending $40 every month on big major deforestation because of it. 4.3 million women and children die each year from indoor air pollution. But still, there's a lot of food waste everywhere. Last year, we succeeded to have a very good crowdfunding, and this year we started to sell direct sales to clients all around the world through private and collaboration with distribution channels. Today, we sell 43 countries around the world. Our vision is to get to year 2020 to 1 million families around the world. And today, here, we're focusing in the Middle East, because the Middle East has a special situation. There's a very big independency of energy. And today, we have projects in the Middle East that have, with the USAID and the European Union. We have a successful project with the Palestinian and Israeli students building together systems for more than 80 families. And today, the current Middle East situation is a very big energy insecurity. Why? because everybody is dependent on the subsidy of gas. That is, the governments are subsidizing gas in billions of dollars. And of course, we're talking about 60 to 70% of organic urban waste that doesn't know where to go to, only to the landfills and emit greenhouse gases. So the potential in the Middle East are millions and millions of families that live in private houses that have the waste and can actually produce gas in the house. We can scale up together, we can mass produce it, and we can reduce the price so to provide it for everybody. What we need, we call for action, for investments, $5 million of investments. This is what we're looking for. Collaborative projects with local and international stakeholders, distribution channels, and local manufacturing abilities everywhere we can have so we can spread the light of biogas. We know, all of us, that nature doesn't have any borders. I call and reach out to each one of you here. Together, we collaborate and make this world and this place and the Middle East a better place for us and for the next generations. Thank you.
Merci. Thank you, Yair.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Who wants to buy one? That's all? $1,000 to turn your waste in... Come on. Oh, wait. Yeah, you have some clients. Okay, you need to see this? Okay.
I have brochures and I have a special discount now. Okay? Raise your hand. Who wants a, all right? Buy now, special discount.
Okay. 10% discount. Okay, so we'll pass, Redouane, can you pass the brochure next to you so that people can have a look? Okay, so we had the four first switchers talking about waste and what to do with waste in different places. Now we're going to talk about young people, about energy, about heat. We're going to cross the Jordan River, and I want you to welcome on stage the most energetic speakers of all, Maher, which means skillful or clever, with us today. Thank you, Maher. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. IDAMA, the association I present, is a non-for-profit business association that seeks innovative solutions for energy and water independence with a positive reflection on the environment. Ladies and gentlemen, a few years ago, I was reading the newspaper, and I was shocked to learn that none of the students of the village of Feifa have passed their diploma high school exam. Further digging into the issue, I found out there has been the trend for some years now, and it's really heartbreaking for a country with a 97% of literacy rate, and this is happening in my country and in the backyard of one of our companies, the Arab Potash Company in the south of Jordan. Frankly, I was concerned because the students of Feifa have very limited job opportunities in terms of employment, whether in the agriculture in that village or in the Arab potash industry nearby. Further investigation have revealed that teachers, books, and educational facilities are available. So what was the problem? The problem that students did not want to go to school. And if they want to go to school, they run away when they go to school. Why? Because the temperature, they could not tolerate and bear the high temperature in the classrooms. Ladies and gentlemen, Feifa is a village with a 400 meters below sea level, and it's literally 40 degrees centigrade Celsius in the summertime, and you could imagine how it is warm in the classrooms. In that poor village, people cannot afford air conditioning system, and even if they have one, they don't dare to turn it on because the electricity cost is very high. So what do students do? They run away in the shade, under a tree, or get soaked in the water somewhere. To help address this problem, IDAMA as an association stepped in with our member company, the Arab Potash, and through their CSR program managed to carve out a program to deploy PV panels, a clean form of energy, to the public buildings. notably. 2 schools for boys and girls, a kindergarten, a healthcare center, a mosque, and the Center for the Royal Society for the Conservation of Nature, 2 households, the teacher's residence, and 3 PV-powered streetlight poles. I'm waiting just for the slides to show you the schools and the centers and so on that was for the panels that was deployed. So after all that, this is, I believe, the school, and further you see the healthcare center and the mosque and the kindergarten. It was evident that the provision of clean forms of energies through the deployment of PV have a great and positive impact on people's lives, on the quality of life, on the standard of living, and so on, while protecting the environment. So what we learned, that more and more people, students, are passing the high school exams. That's important. More money is being freed. Instead of paying the electricity bill, it's been used to invest in the upgrading of the existing infrastructure. On a final note, we are at IDAMA as an association are working with our organizations and stakeholders and companies who have experience in renewable and wastewater and water energies in sustainable solutions for a large-scale deployment to expand the eco-villages that we have witnessed in Jordan, and to present us to our member companies for adoption through their CSR program. In other words, we are packaging different models for our member companies to be adopted to finance it through their CSR program. In this manner, we ensure diversification of environmentally friendly and sustainable solutions. We work closely, engage the local communities, and finally, we sustain the initiative's positive impact over the long term. So I call on you, if anybody would like to replicate such model in your own communities, if you deem that appropriate, of course, just to come and see me after the session. I'll be more than happy for any further clarification or assistance that you may need. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mawar. Does it work now? Wonderful. Great. Our next speaker comes all the way from Algeria, and her name, I have been told, means dove. And her name is Hamama, and in fact, she does work also with some other flying animals, but they're not exactly doves, they're a different one. And which animal that is, she will tell us now by presenting her project. Et Hamama, elle va parler en français et elle va faire sa présentation en français, ouais? Alors, merci Hamama.
Ça marche? Allô? Ça marche?
Yeah, ça marche.
Bonjour. Mon projet, c'est le Richiécole de Djurdjura dans le domaine apicole. Le projet est basé sur 2 volets principaux, c'est l'axe apicole et la femme. Donc, comme disait Einstein, si l'abeille venait à disparaître de la surface de la Terre, l'humanité n'aura plus que 4 ans à vivre. Et oui, que 4 ans. Imaginez-vous, je veux expliquer ça. Sans les abeilles, il n'y aura plus de pollinisation, donc il n'y aura pas de la nourriture. Et comme vous savez tous que l'humanité se trouve à l'extrême de la chaîne alimentaire. J'ai eu la chance de faire partie d'une famille apicole et j'ai ma grand-mère qui s'appelle aussi Hamama. il m'a appris comment suivre la colonie d'abeilles qui compose de la reine. Et le rôle de la reine, c'est de pondre des œufs. Et il y a aussi les ouvrières qui exercent plus de cette fonction. Il y a aussi les faux bourdeaux. Aussi, dans la colonie d'abeilles, on a des produits de la ruche. Comme parmi ces produits, il y a le miel, il y a le miel et la propolis. Et comme la région de Tizi Ouzou est une région à vocation agricole, où il y a des plantes mellifères. Donc, on a plusieurs qualités de miel. Il y a du miel polyflore, il y a le miel de la forêt, comme ça là, c'est le miel de la forêt. Et aussi, il y a le miel de polyflore. Donc, je laisse après vous déguster. Et la propolis aussi. Et deuxième volet, c'est le volet dans ce projet, on s'intéresse beaucoup sur la femme. C'est parce que la femme est un agent socio-culturel et économique. Donc, dans notre association, on a formé plus de 60 femmes dans le domaine apicole et où ces 60 femmes ont bénéficié de Taroua Ruche comme un démarrage pour leur projet. Et dans l'association, la mission de Ruchi École, c'est de transmettre les gestes et de bonnes pratiques, de bons suivis de la colonie. Et notre objectif de Ruchi École, c'est de former plus de 60 femmes, c'est-à-dire atteindre un chiffre 1000 femmes ou de plus. Et aussi de créer une boutique pour l'écoulement de leurs produits. Et voilà, c'est la pratique sur le terrain, c'est comment ouvrir une ruche et faire une visite. Voilà, parmi les femmes bénéficiées de Taroua Ruche formées au niveau de l'association et en même temps, elles ont bénéficié de Taroua Ruche pour un démarrage de leur projet. Voilà, parmi les produits de la ruche, il y a le pollen. Et il y a aussi le pollen parce que le fécondant mâle de la plante. C'est pour ça qu'il faut, pour la pollinisation, etc., le miel, il y a le propolis aussi. L'apiculture est une patience à transmettre d'une génération à une autre, pour les petits-enfants aussi. Après les formations, on fait des expositions pour les femmes. Et c'est dans la journée de la femme, 8 mars, c'est les femmes, les stagiaires de l'association, ils ont fait l'exposition avec leurs propres produits. Et voilà. Et aussi, le projet de Ruchi École a un but de projet de le tourisme responsable. Voilà, le visite, c'est dans le cadre du projet de tourisme responsable. Et aussi, ce projet, il est en partenariat avec l'association des parents d'enfants, les parents d'enfants inadaptés mentaux. C'est pour la fabrication des ruches, c'est-à-dire au lieu d'aller d'acheter les ruches, les boîtes de ruches dans un magasin de matériel apicole, on a décidé de faire un partenariat avec des associations des handicapés pour faire des boîtes de la ruche. Voilà la zone de la wilaya de Tizi Ouzou. C'est une zone qui porte à des plantes mellifères. C'est l'aide de l'autorité locale. Et voilà, c'est la visite. OK. Donc, c'est pour cela, grâce à les abeilles et la femme, qu'on mange de bio et on y respire à l'air pur aussi. Merci pour votre attention. Et pour plus d'informations, il y a le blog de ce projet, le Rishi École du Djurdjura, en plus de consulter notre revue de l'association. Voilà, merci. Et donc, c'est bon?
Okay, so if you want to try some honey from Algeria, there you go. Merci à maman. Vous pouvez faire passer un petit peu ces brochures. Nice, and we already have the next speaker on stage. That was fast, I didn't even call you. Okay, so next speaker is, who are you? What's your name?
My name is John and I'm from Palestine.
Nice, okay, so John, from Palestine, John means God is?
Gracious.
God is gracious. Did you know that? Jean, God is gracious. I didn't even know that. Okay, so John will tell you, I don't know what plans do you have for the next summer holidays. I don't know if you plan to do the Camino de Santiago or go hiking in the Pyrenees or anything, but John will change everything, all your plans. I mean, that's what he did for me. I am already recruiting people. Arnaud, Nelly, Richard, you just know. Next summer, we all go to the hiking trail of John in Palestine. So I hope he's going to convince you as well. Enjoy John's presentation.
Thank you. Okay, this photo brings a lot of memories. It was a sunny spring days where the wildflowers were everywhere and just you can smell them. Today I'm going to present to you Masar Ibrahim, which means Abraham Path in English. It's a trail that is 321 kilometers and it stretches across the West Bank. Guides are the connection between you and the members of their community, between you and the places they have lived in for years. I mean, beside the cultural experience, we care about your safety, and that's why we invest in international trainings, and here you can see them working on the orientation skills. Masar Ibrahim is more than just a hiking trail. You know, it's a path that leads deep into the memory and heritage of the Palestinian people. And have any one of you tried the fresh goat butter? That is a Bedouin treat. And Ismail is excellent in making that, and she invites you to experience the Bedouin life and their hospitality. Families along the Masar, like Ayat Merdawi here, open the door of their houses and invite walkers inside. There are 25 homestays in various villages where beyond accommodation, they will prepare you dinner, tell you about their stories of their heritage, and share their inspiration with you, and they will also listen to yours. Fancy having a Palestinian breakfast? I mean, you will be amazed by the amount of plates that will suddenly materialize in front of you. You can see different kind of colors. The meal is consumed with bare hands, in which you turn the bread into pieces, and you can pick up goat cheese, fresh tomato, and everything. And here, this photo, who wants to cook like a Palestinian mama? If you want to do that, you can do it. With our skilled host, they can teach you. Here we have the grape leaves stuffed with rice and meat. And who can resist them when they are cooked until soft with a squeeze of a lemon and a boil of yogurt? One of our aims at Masar Ibrahim is to empower the women, because we believe is that investing in their skills will help them sustain themselves in the future. And here you can see the example of women training how to sew the bed sheets so that they can use it in their homestays. And beside manual trainings, of course, women receive entrepreneurships and marketing courses in order to learn how to market their products. And here you can see them trying to different kind of things where they can meet together and get to share experiences. These are also belong to the Women's Center of Palestine. In Palestine, embroidery has been a folk craft that can be passed from mother to daughter. I mean, you can only imagine this situation, how it's like. And here we have Hiba from one of the women's centers as well. She tried to preserve and keep this inspiration of embroidery by using it on purses and bags. Glass blowing is not an easy craft. And you can see this artisan from Hebron sitting in front of fire as his sweat is coming down of his face and skillfully forging the molten glass to create the pots and jars. And you can have one of your own if you want to do that on spot. So how amazing is that? In Palestine, here we have Al-Dahiriyah, the core village of Al-Dahiriyah. You can see its streets, crossed arcades, and old markets. Luckily, in Palestine, most of the Ottoman buildings were renovated to be, like guest houses and centers for events and different actions for the community. And Palestine is a cradle of civilizations. We have the most ancient cities in the world. We have Jericho, we have Bethlehem, and we have Jerusalem. And our aim with Masar Ibrahim is to promote those less known destinations. Like here we have the Church of Burkina is one of the hidden gems where Jesus healed the 10 lepers and it happened. And Sebastia is one of the villages that passes through the Masar Ibrahim, where a stunning rolling backdrop of hills and valleys. You can explore this temple that was built by Herod the Great and was given to Augustus, and you can see Roman theater and colonnaded forums. The tomb of patriarchs here in Hebron, that's the place where the three religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism agree that this is the burial place of Abraham, alongside Sarah and their sons Isaac, Jacob, and their wives Rebecca and Leah. And at Masar Ibrahim, we've adapted this system of waymarking, which is the European system of two colors, which is white and red. And up to the moment, we've marked 270 kilometers from the waymarking, and our goal is to encourage more people to come and walk on the Masar itself. And as you can see, Palestine here in this photo landscape is rich of terraces and olive trees. Olive trees in Palestine is a big festival because we have lots of olive trees, and it's a thing that, it's exciting for a person to come, so we invite you to come and collect and pick the olives and yourself. Once you reach the wilderness between Jericho and Jerusalem, it's something, that encourages spirituality. If you imagine when you're just walking and with a bit of shade, a sun can be your sanctuary, and you'll just breathe and relax. And that's the place that you want to be. And after a long hike, you can come. Breathtaking sights are like that are yet to be discovered. This is Mar Saba Monastery, and it's a clinging cliff in the Kidron Valley. And it's a spectacular cluster. Whenever you are just coming in, when this comes into view, it's also a thrilling experience. And after a while, you will just hike and keep going. You will notice a place that you can hardly ever forget. And you will feel like, wow, that's it. Here, this location, you can see that the stones and the colors of the sea and the purple, it just makes things very beautiful. So our message to you is come, all of you, join us for a walk. Let's plan it for next summer, next spring, anytime, just come. Experience, nature and hospitality. Walk on the path of history. And we all want you to try our, the village, the traditional lives of the Bedouins and our culture and everything in Palestine. So welcome anytime.
Wow. I would like to join that trip. Aurélie, am I invited? Wonderful. All right, before I go on the trip, though, Switcher's Trek, excellent. Burju is coming too on the trek? Wonderful. Excellent. However, before I go on the trek, I have one more pleasure, and that is to introduce a force of nature to you. But don't be scared. His name actually means civilized, and he comes from Turkey, Uygar, would you join me on stage? And Uygar has a project that is not only looking at a small area, but Uygar has a very big plan and is looking at systematic change. And he will be our final speaker for the day. Uygar, it's your stage.
Thank you. About goodfortrust.org, which is essentially a platform that is trying to create a prosumer economy. It's a platform for life because our planet right now is in danger. It's giving all its life support systems are in danger. We're seeing the biodiversity crisis, climate change, the nitrogen and phosphorus cycles are all destroyed. So what do we need to do? We need to make sure that the Sustainable Development Goals are realized by 2030. And what is that? Responsible consumption, climate action, life below water, life on land, and of course, no poverty and decent work. And work. What does work mean today? What work means today is exactly this. Buy, obey, consume, don't think, and die at the end. This is the kind of world, this is the kind of system we're living in. All of us, I mean, if you're out of it, you're so lucky. So to be able to change this system into a different system, a prosumer economy, to reach the Sustainable Development Goals, we have to make a switch into the ecologically and socially just future. But that is easy to say, but a difficult task to do. But we are not alone. On goodfortrust.org, there are right now 5,000 people who have joined us here. They call themselves prosumers. Prosumers meaning making choices that are good for the planet, that are good for people. That means choosing the products that the switchers are presenting you today here, like the biogas facility. Or choosing products like Özlem does. But Özlem is not just about the product. She empowers women through her business. She's essentially making food, snacks that are fantastic in terms of its taste, but also in terms of its ingredients. Because the ingredients are organic, so there is no pesticides or herbicides or synthetic fertilizers used in this. They're completely healthy and in a healthy work environment where women, on World Women's Days, go out and essentially have holidays. And they have all their rights and are getting more than minimum wage, which you would normally get in such institutions. And at the end, what do you get? A food like this. My mom is an addict of this. It's like so tasty, you wouldn't believe it. You eat some and you want to eat more and more. And by eating it, you're supporting them. Just like you're supporting Aysun on goodfortrust.org, which is another one. This is my second example. I'm going to present you three, and then we will move on with the concept here. Aysun and her friends didn't get a wage for a whole year in this textile factory. And then they wrote on the walls, if justice loses its meaning, then everything loses meaning in your life. What did they do? They took justice into their hands. They took over the textile factory and built a workers' cooperative. In this workers' cooperative now, they're working together, not for wages, but putting their labor to essentially provide us in this cooperative with products that don't come out of a sweatshirt, out of a sweatshop, but you can see he's wearing with smile a sweatshirt, which is not out of a sweatshop, but out of them. Another product comes out of an oven. There are thousands of little ovens all around Turkey. They produce this beautifully smelling bread. And you know why it's so tasty? Because they cook it with wood. It's not with electricity or anything. And then, after the wood is burned, what do you get? You get ashes. And the ashes normally go into a dump site, right? They go into their waste, their trash. But Yavuz takes this ash, he puts them into these big canisters, mixes it with water, and after he mixes it with water, He boils it and he concentrates it and gets a liquid. And you know that liquid, which is called ash water, is actually a perfect washing detergent. I use it at home. It cleans very well, and it is completely biodegradable, doesn't pollute like detergents the water, and it comes out of ashes. And here, another switcher, Yavuz, who's putting the ash water, concentrated ash water, into a recyclable container. So prosumers essentially are proud to be able to support people like Yavuz and his wife who are making a living out of these products. And through this support that the prosumers are giving, this economy starts becoming viable. So think about an economy in which you have these thousands and thousands of prosumers that are coming together to support the kind of switchers to enable this kind of economy to flourish. They're there to make a change in this community, and they're getting more and more. Now imagine thousands of these people. Imagine hundreds of thousands of these switchers everywhere in the globe. And then imagine 100,000s, millions of those prosumers. Can you then make the switch? Can you work for an ecologically and socially just future? Can we transform consumerism into prosumerism? Can we transform profit maximization into the happiness maximization of all those switchers all around? Physics tells us it's possible. And now we have goodfortrust.org as an open source. So we're giving out the software to everyone, our processes to everyone, so that this marketplace where producers and prosumers come together can make the switch together. So anyone around the Mediterranean, please join us in goodfortrust.org so that we can create switchers and support switchers everywhere. Thank you.
Very good. We're going to switch the model. Wonderful. Okay,
Can we
so
also ask all of the
I
others?
would like to welcome on stage the different switches that you saw this morning, because we really had wonderful stories, so that we can have a final family pictures. Can we all gather here? This community just before the break.
And if you were inspired by these stories, we have a whole website full of stories from switchers around the Mediterranean who are already taking the lead in changing the way our economy works to a more sustainable and more ecological model. And you can see the website. It is theswitchers.eu. Again, my name is Daniel. I've recently joined the SwitchMed team, and I've been entrusted with developing this amazing community with these wonderful individuals. And I look forward to hearing many more of them, hopefully meeting many more in person. And if you cannot meet them in person, I would really like to invite you to come to the website and listen to their stories. And if you're sitting today in a session and you might have this feeling where you are phasing out a little bit or things get a bit too theoretical, I would like you to remember these people, because this is really the work that we're doing on the ground, and this is the change we want to see. So I hope you have a wonderful SwitchMed Connect. We have a break coming up, a refreshment break.
10
happening.
minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And until then, I would like to ask for one more round of applause for these wonderful switchers.